To continue, only you can bring honor and dignity back to the plague decay. For years, it has been my goal to acquire the secret formula for...
Good morning, afternoon, evening to all. My name's the Casual Capybara, and welcome back to another Casual Capybara critique. And before we begin, I just want to apologize in advance for that awful pun in the title. And with that, let's talk about Among Us. I guess I should give an explanation for the few people who don't know what Among Us is. Back in 2018, Studio Innersloth, best known for the Henry Stickmin games, released Among Us, a simple multiplayer round-per-round game where up to 12 people play as crewmates trying to do tasks on a spaceship, but up to 3 other players are traitors whose goal is to pick off the innocent crewmates. If the traitors take out all the crewmates, they win. If the crewmates finish all their tasks or flush out all the traitors, they win. Pretty simple game, really. It's kind of like a virtual board game. But for some reason, 2 years after the fact, this game just exploded in popularity. Everyone was playing it. If you were a Let's Player or a streamer at the time, you were playing it. Even outside of the gaming space, this game was everywhere and underwear. It was like the immortal snail. It was unavoidable. To the point where it got kind of obnoxious. Okay, very obnoxious. I won't get into all the little details, mainly because I'm too lazy. But nowadays, the Among Us hype has sort of fallen by the wayside, and I haven't heard much talk about it, unironically, since 2023. But that didn't stop CBS from offering Innersloth a fat check to make the game into a TV show. So here we are in 2026 with Among Us, the animated show on Paramount+. And because I'm desperate to make it big, I decided to watch the show to make a video reviewer for clicks. I doubt it'll do well since we're in the summer slump, but whatever. Let's talk about the show. So first off, you're probably scratching your head asking, how do you adapt a game like Among Us into a show? Well, 2 ways you could have. Either it's a completely cut from whole cloth story that takes the source material and builds upon it and takes it super seriously. Or 2, a show that plays up that Among Us is kind of a joke at this point and just make a show that's for the most part doesn't give a So what path do you think the Among Us show takes? Bingo! Among Us is an overarching, plot-driven dramedy that's kind of played out like an exaggerated round of the game. You got 10 crewmates, 2 imposters, crewmates get picked off each episode, hijinks ensue, and melodrama! I expected going into this show to be bad, but it's more, It's not that bad, it's just not that interesting or deep. And when it tries to be funny, it can be a pretty split hit or miss, depending on your sense of humor. The plot felt very scattered, especially stretched among so many characters, and I just couldn't get engaged because they kept ping-ponging back and forth between so many of them. And most of the time, they don't have any time to expand on any characters. There's too many characters and not enough time to get to know most of them. The humor... I feel for every joke that I thought was funny, the next wasn't, and most of the humor wasn't very memorable apart from a couple of standout gags. Like this one where during the hallucination scene where Brown was just a dude in a store-bought costume green screened in. I don't know why, but that was just so stupid it made me laugh out loud. A couple of other notable gags were the 12 Angry Men parody, a scene that was recorded in the Among Us VR game. But probably the biggest joke is the fact that this show is just so late to the party. It's 2026. The party's not just over. The house is cleaned up and moved on.
The school year's over, son. You missed it. Great.
Visually it looks fine, but the animation for the most part is kind of stiff and awkward, which makes it all the more surprising that Titmouse was the animation studio behind this, well, show. I mean, what was their budget? Clearly not a big one. That, or went to the voice actors' pockets. Speaking of the voice actors, there's a lot of pretty recognizable talent here. If you're a big boy who can handle some mild swearing and sexual innuendos, then I guess you can give the Among Us cartoon a shot. The only problem? It's on Paramount+. Who the hell unironically is subscribed to Paramount+? Mountain of content. Yeah, my ass makes a mountain of content, but I wouldn't charge people for it. I'd probably be a bit more forgiving if this was a free series on YouTube, but someone thought that this was quality enough to lock behind paid streaming, and I had to waste $90 to watch this mixed bag of a show. Well, whatever. Thumb in the middle. What do you got for a joke, Rachel and Mandrake?
I mean, what other bad joke can I make that you already made in this review?
Well, apart from the astronaut thinking that was a bright idea to jump out the airlock.
With that being said, I am the Casual Capybara, and thank you for watching.